Peer group. Peer group are made up of people of similar age, for example, teenagers. They can be considered as primary agencies of socialization because we usually choose friends of a similar age, and personal interaction with them influences our behavior. From how we dress and talk to the things we love or hate. Peer groups can also be secondary agencies because they may be used as a reference group. According to Hughes in 2002, he called the models we use for appraising and shaping our attitude, feelings, and actions. In the recent past, this has included youth subculture. When we talk about subculture, it is culture inside the culture. And youth subculture is an example. There is the group, but in that group, we might have youth subculture. We have the group, we have the youth, we have the culture, but youth, they have the way they behave aside the normal culture within the society. So that's what we call subculture. Subculture is the culture inside the old culture. I think it's clear. Yeah. So subculture such as hippies and punks, although most people do not interact with groups as specific as this, we all have reference groups of people we identify with and whose appearance and behavior we model our own on. Our behavior may be influenced by things such as the fashions and the general behavior of people of our own age or status. This is an example of peer pressure as a form of social control. So for peers, these are people that we are of the same age, category, or walk of life. They can also influence our social control. They can be part of our socialization. Then we can split peer into primary or secondary. For primary, it is primary because sometimes we interact with people that we know. We start growing up with together. So they might be our cousins. Then because we are of the same age, we start growing up together. That is primary. But when it comes to secondary, that means we have left home to friends. The school, friends, colleagues at work. That is secondary. So, but either ways, there's always the peer pressure. And when we talk about peer pressure, it means influences of peers, influences of friends allow us to behave in a certain way. So that's about peer pressure. I think it's clear. Yeah. So if you don't behave that way, then it's like you don't belong into that group.
You have to be like them in order for them to kind of accept you.
To accept you and feel that you are part of the setting. So that's about peer, which is another type of socialization. Then we have, we say about peer. Let me see what they said. It said, we play a range of peer-related roles, depending on are you there?
Yeah.
How do your friends influence your behavior? Okay. We play a range of peer-related roles, depending on our age group and situation. Friends, for example, expresses very personal role play, whereas at school or work, we may have a variety of people we don't know very well. In the workplace too, we are likely to play the role of colleagues to at least some of our peers. Similarly, the values we are taught within the friendship or peer group vary with age and circumstances. However, we will probably carry the value of friendship with us throughout our lives. So, influence of friends, it will happen because we're going to meet ourselves in a certain place. So as soon as we meet ourselves in that place, then it is for us to decide if we want it so cordial or we want it as colleagues. So we are still peer, but there's a boundary. There's always a boundary, like, oh, we are colleagues, and it remains as colleagues. So if you are thinking about making it friends, then that means there's going to be more interaction, more contact. That is the point about that. So our friends will treat us. The behavior of our friends can also influence us. So sometimes you don't want to get close to people because you feel that the values they don't have it. And you wouldn't want them to influence you. So you move away from them. And some people, they become your role model. That you want to get closer to them because they have values that you really hold into high esteem. Is it clear? So that's about primary socialization. So we're going to secondary socialization.